Okay, good. Luckily, we've got Cameron Bott here from Team Ariix to teach us all about the compensation plan that is going to run our world and change our lives. And we are so excited for everything you're going to teach us, Cam. So take it away.
Let's do it. Okay. So today we're going to, as I said, we're going to be a little bit high level, but not as high level as we were at the convention, right? And then as we go, we've got a series of like seriously 15 of these trainings between Elena and I. We're going to get more and more in depth. This is just to get you used to the idea of what we are at Ariix, okay? Now, I need everybody to get pencil, paper, writing materials out because we are going to be taking notes today, okay? So if you don't have it, get it out. How I want to start this is I want to introduce you to a couple of compensation plans that are in the industry, okay? We all know that there is one called a unilevel, right? And a unilevel, you can build as many lines this way as you want, okay? And what that does for us in the industry, and this is a good thing to know, in the industry, a unilevel is a really great compensation plan if you want to build very quickly and have quick money, right? The problem with the unilevel is that you are responsible to continue to keep these people active, right? One of the great things about a binary we know is residual income, is that as you continue to build your teams deeper and deeper, you tend to get people who manage below you, right? You don't have to manage everybody one-on-one, okay? But there are advantages to a unilevel, and that is very quick money. It's hard to manage, though, okay? Then there's one that's called the matrix. And the matrix is essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It automatically places your people, and it's limited both in width and in depth. There's only a certain amount of people that you can enroll, so your compensation plan is capped at a certain point, okay? We don't like caps. The benefits of a matrix are that they're very easy to understand. You really don't have to do anything. The computer kind of automatically fills it in, okay? Well, Nucerity and Ariix here, we run on a binary plan. And the benefits of a binary plan are that you can build real residual wealth, meaning I get my 2 people and they continue to work, right? It's the power of duplication. They bring people in and I get to benefit from those points in my downline, okay? Well, Ariix runs on a very similar plan. We can run on a binary just like Nucerity, and what's great is we can bring your binary directly into our compensation plan. And if you want to continue to build as a binary, that's perfect. It works very well in our plan, okay? But what I'm going to introduce you to today is our plan, which is called a multi-line, okay? Everybody write that down, multi-line. So I'm going to draw.
Cam?
Yes, ma'am.
I know it's a bit tricky, but I'm getting some messages to stand off to the side more so that when you're drawing, they can see your drawing.
You got it. I'll get my fat head out of the way. All right.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm going to draw the binary. When we are in our compensation plan, we draw it a little bit different. Instead of having the direct lines like that, we draw like this. It's essentially the same thing, right? But we want to get you used to the way that we draw things in our compensation plan because in the back office, you're also going to see your genealogy trees that look very similar. Okay? Now, you can run this just like a binary. I can have my 2 people, and they can enroll their people, and everything that they purchase down below comes up to me, and I benefit. I have a strong line, and I have a weak line, just like the binary that you're used to. Okay? Here's the benefit of the Ariix compensation plan, however. In the Ariix compensation plan, you can build it as a binary and continue to re-enter below, right? We'll draw that out in a minute. Or you can also have additional pay lines. Okay? So I'll let you draw that out. And don't worry, this is all going to make sense as we start giving you some examples. Okay? All right. Okay, before I get into the compensation plan, though, I like to go over your compensation plan because you've got a really easy 1, 2, 3 kind of start guide, right? And let's talk about it. Number one in the Newcerity compensation plan is enroll, okay? So let me preface this by saying for all of you who are already Newcerity distributors, representatives, we're going to place you into the Ariix tree. There's no need for you to re-enroll. There's no need for you to place another initial order, get another starter kit or anything like that. It's just business as normal for you, okay? However, for your new people that you start enrolling, this is the process. Just like Newcerity, your people are going to enroll. We're going to send them a starter kit, okay? There are no requirements for enrollment for them to purchase anything, with exception of the Ariix starter kit, okay? And I think some of you may have seen that at the convention. It's a really cool binder that has all of our sales, some samples, a lot of really cool stuff, okay? Step number one. Step number two is to activate. Now, Elena, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Newcerity, the activation is 100 points, correct?
Yep, that is right.
Okay, in Ariix, the activation is going to be 200 points moving forward. Okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit. However, those points don't have to come from you alone. They can come from personal purchases. They can also come from preferred customer purchases, or they can come from retail sales. Okay, so same as yours, that's the exact same thing, no change there.
Cam?
Yes, ma'am.
Before you move on, since you are now the host, will you mute everyone? I don't have the access to mute everyone again.
I'm going to do that here real quick. Mute all. I'm not going to allow you to unmute. And Elena, I am going to unmute you, however. So hold on 1 second. Sorry. Important. Here. Elena, you're under Melissa. That's confusing. Here we go. Melissa Chambers, unmute.
Hey, I'm back in business.
Back in business.
Okay.
Okay. Great. So between you and I, we're going to do this. Okay. So first step is sign up, get your starter kit. Second step is activate. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I was having a little trouble hearing you, and I thought you said that instead of being 100, it is now 200. Will you say that again for everyone who couldn't hear?
Yes. So instead of the activation coming in as 100 points that you're used to, where our base level is 200 points. Okay. Now this is beneficial for you. In Ariix Travel, if you guys haven't heard about Ariix Travel, that's beneficial for you too. But it's also a great way for you to start out with more volume points in your downline too. Okay.
But
So
do you mean 200 points every 28 days from here on out, or just a one-time activation?
Just a one-time activation, right? Okay. Great clarification. Now, again, remember, those don't have to come from personal purchases. Those can come from preferred customer purchases or retail sales. I buy product, I sell it to somebody else, those points count towards my activation. Okay. Third, once you've activated your independent business center, right? We'll call it our business center here. Once I've activated with 200 points, okay, let me move my fat head out of the way. Write that down. Once you've activated with 200 points, now you remember that in Newcerity you have a qualification requirement. Elena, what is that qualification requirement?
I have to have one active on my left and one active on my right,
okay,
and be active myself in order to be eligible for commissions.
Great. Active, and I have to be active. And what was my active level?
100 points.
100 points. Okay. Well, guess what? We have some great news for you. In order for you to remain qualified, you need to remain active with 100 points. That stays the same. However, there is no longer a requirement for your people to be active. Kind of strange. Okay, we'll get into that in just a minute, right? That means that they don't have to have 100 here or 100 here. I could have somebody that had 50 points here and 100 points here, and I'm still commission eligible. I'm still qualified.
Just
Okay?
so in the compensation plan currently, if it is 250 points, that is when it will generate a cycle, we call it, which would give you $30 in commissions. And what Cam has just explained is it doesn't need to be 250. It is at any point amount. At the end of the week, you will be paid commissions on whatever the points are, the volume is on your lesser leg.
Yep, and don't worry, we're going to do a test on this. I like to give you like 5 tests throughout the whole thing so that you guys get it. Don't worry about it. Okay. All right, so that's number 3. And you know, we always know that it's easier, it's more beneficial to stay on auto delivery, right? Because then you don't have to worry about qualification. Now, Elena, let me ask you a question. What benefits do your auto delivery currently offer you?
Sorry, you cut out a baby bit. Say that again.
What benefits does your auto delivery currently offer you?
The convenience of having my product delivered without me placing an order manually.
Perfect. Ours does that too. But in addition to that, if you remain on auto delivery, we give you 15% off of your order total.
Fantastic.
Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking those are kind of the rules. So let's recap that. You enroll with the starter kit, activate your business center, 200 points. That can come from personal purchases, preferred customers, or retail. Number 3, remain active. That's 100 points every 28 days. And we've got a great little calendar we'll get everybody access to. It's color coded, so you always know where you are and when you are. And now remember, that's just personal qualification. There's now no longer any requirements for your people to be qualified in order for you to be commission eligible. I love that. That's a great new change, I think.
Yes. Just a quick question I'm seeing on the chat line. How much is a starter kit to enroll? How much is enrollment? Say it again.
$29.95. And that's actually an incredible deal because not only are we giving you, I think I have one around here. People steal stuff from my office, so I don't have one around here. We give you product brochures. We give you selling guides, online marketing guides. We give you detailed instructions on each one of the products, handouts that you can use for people on each one of the brands. And guess what? We're building Nucerity ones too.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. For those of you who were not able to attend conference, it's called the Boss, and their starter kit called the Boss is about maybe 2 inches thick and an 8.5 by 11, and it has embossed, very nice brochures focusing on the product, on the compensation plan, on the company. And it also includes, and many, many other things. And then it also includes a sample pack of the products that are most popular in your market. So phenomenal, phenomenal. I know that existing distributors will want to buy one of those, and I'm guessing we will make them available for existing distributors so they can see what their new downline are getting when they bring them in.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, great. So now we've gone through how to enroll, what the requirements are. Okay. Before we get into the team bonus portion, I want to go over 3 things that really don't change. Okay. How do you make money in Ariix? Well, there's a couple different ways. Number 1, we all know this one. Retail sales, correct? I buy product at the lowest price. I then go to my neighbor or my friend and say, I've got this fantastic price. I bought it for a product. I bought it for $30. I'm going to sell it to you for $60. Bada bing, bada boom. There's my retail profit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very easy. Same thing as Nucerity. Okay. Number 2, we have preferred customer profits. Okay. You guys have an awesome program called the buynucerity.com, right? We're not getting rid of that. We love that program, right? You in the field have voiced that is your favorite thing, so we're continuing that program. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, easy profits.
Sorry,
yes.
One more. I'm staring at the chat lines, and I want to make sure we get everybody's questions answered. So all existing Nucerity distributors, you are coming into the Ariix compensation plan. You do not have to pay the $200 to reactivate yourself. That is only when you bring a new distributor into the company.
Yep.
But you will have to maintain your 100 points. And depending on what you buy, that 100 points could be a $200 pack, or, you know, depending on what it is that you're buying. So you just need to have your 100 points. So
Right.
hopefully that clarifies. Hang on, it says, Elena, clarify $29.95 starter kit versus a 200 PV activation pack. Yeah, I think that's Melissa saying that, but I think we just clarified that. If everybody understands, when you enroll someone new into the business, they pay $29.95, and then they also have to activate their account for 200 points.
Correct.
But none of you will be doing that, because you'll all be I've had a request, by the way, not to say grandfathered in, we're grandmothered in.
Grandmothered in, yes.
Grandmothered in.
Exactly. Very good.
Yes. Sorry, Cameron, go on.
Nope, those are great clarifications. I want you to butt in, or not really butt in, but interrupt anytime, because these are good questions that we need to answer as we're going along.
Yes.
Okay? Great. So we have those two ways of earning money. Now, I'm forewarning you, we're getting into the team volume portion. This is by far the most complicated portion of the entire compensation plan. We're going to spend the rest of the time on that. We're not moving into the other bonuses. We're just doing the team volume portion. Okay? We're going to go through example after example after example to make sure it makes sense. First, what I want to do, and Elena, help me out with this, is I want to do a Nucerity compensation plan example, the binary. Okay? I have my simple binary here. And obviously, I've got people down below. We're just going to keep doing that. But my combined volumes here are 500 and 500. I have, correct? Keep going. Yes, ma'am? You're muted. Who muted you? I didn't mute you. Let's see. Unmute. There you go. Nope. Unmute. Unmute. I'm trying.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, that I muted myself and didn't realize when I muted myself that I didn't have permission to unmute again. So I won't mute anymore.
Great. All right. I have 500 and 500. I have my power, or my strong leg, right? And
Yep.
I have my weak leg. Here's some terminology I want you to write down. In the Ariix compensation plan, we can use whatever you want, but we use this terminology. We use power line and pay line. Okay, so write those down. Now we know in the Nucerity compensation plan, I have 2 cycles, correct?
Yep. So $60.
I've got $60 in compensation. Okay, I'm gonna grab my calculator here, because as embarrassed as I am about not knowing math very well, I'm not too embarrassed to use a calculator. Okay. So that's very simple. That's how your compensation plan works, right? In that simplest form. Now I'm going to draw the Ariix compensation plan. Boom, boom. So far you're with me. Looks the same, right? It's just drawn a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go 500 points here, 500 points here. Okay. This one is still, we'll call this one my power line. And we'll call this one my pay line. Okay, I'll step out of the way. All right.
Looks the same. This is simple. I don't understand.
Looks the same so far, except here's where it gets a little bit easier. Instead of having to think of cycles and teach that a cycle is 250 points, and for every cycle that you get $30, we simply pay 15% of the weak line, 15% of the pay line. Okay, well, let's just do math here. 15% of 500 equals $75. Yes, ma'am.
It feels like I just got a raise because that same volume I would have only received $60 beforehand.
You just got a raise.
Fantastic.
Okay, so our binary compensation plan pays 15%, where you were used to being paid 12%. Okay, that's simple. You no longer have to think about cycles or anything like that. Just remember, the lesser, you get, same as yours, you get paid on the lesser line, but instead of cycles, it's now 15% of the lesser line. Okay, great. We're going to go through another example here. And Elena, interrupt me if there are any questions coming through the chat.
Yep.
All right. We're going to keep this same structure right here, but I'm going to change volumes up a little bit. Okay. Whew, excuse me, I'm tripping. I have 1,000 points on this line right here. I have 500 points on this line that have been generated from my downline people. Okay, what you don't see here is I've got people in the downline. Now, we're going to call this one the power line. Why? Because it has the most volume. More volume. We're going to call this one the pay line. Why? Because it has the least amount of volume in it. 15% of that equals $75. Okay? Now there's something that you're used to in the Nucerity compensation plan that we also do, and it's called carryover volume. You earn 15% of this 500 points. We are going to subtract the 500 points from your power line. That leaves you 500 points for next week. Okay? Your volume does not wash.
Same as what we have now, we just got a pay raise.
Same as what you have now, you just got a pay raise. Okay? All right, let's continue with the similarities. Well, I actually want to do one example here. Elena, I'm going to test you here. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, I've got 1,000 points here, and I have 2,000 points here. Which one's my power line and which one's my pay line?
The most volume would make my power line, so for me it would be the 2,000 side.
Great.
And I would get paid on my pay line, which is 1,000.
Perfect.
Which would give me $150.
$150. Perfect. Instead of $120, which you would have gotten paid before.
Woohoo!
It's a great. Okay. Then we subtract the 1,000 out of there, and you start next week with 1,000 points in this line. All right, let's look to the chat and see if we have any questions.
So far, so good. Everybody just said I'm really smart because I answered your question.
Woo! You guys are smart. Woo! You gals are smart. That's right. Let's do this. Okay.
So this is no different, everybody. If you're watching along right now, we're wondering, you know, where are the changes? The changes are you get a raise, right? Everything stays the same. You still have your two legs. One is a power, one is a pay, and you're getting paid. Your carry forward still carries forward, but you're getting a pay raise at 15% instead of 12%. So this feels pretty simple. The only difference so far, Cameron, would be that when I first enroll as a distributor, I must activate at 200. And just to clarify, does that 200 accrue? It accrues until I get to 200 and then it activates. I don't have a time frame that I have to get that 200.
No
so if
time
I come in, I place an order for 50 CV. 3 weeks later, I place an order for another 50 CV. You know, maybe a month later, then I order for 200. That's when my account is officially activated, and now I'm eligible to participate in the compensation plan.
Great point. Yes, there is no time limit on that. Good job. All right. Now, we're going to get into a little bit of a difference here. Okay? Well, actually, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. As you continue to build in your downlines here, right, and they fill up, I'm just going to draw dots in here because I don't want to draw binaries for a million miles long. As you fill up volumes in here, we're going to reach a position that is called optimization. Okay, Optimization is a very important word, so write this down, please. Optimization is when you earn $2,000 on your pay line. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
One important thing to know about the original Nucerity binary is that it caps out at 10,000 US dollars. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you can get paid in the binary. Ours, for each pay line, maxes out at $2,000. However, there's a little magic trick that happens when you get to $2,000 because there's never a cap. Okay, be very clear. Our commission does not cap out. There's not a cap. You can earn $50 million in base commission if you so wanted to. If you work.
No more caps.
No more caps. Okay, here's how this works. I'm going to have everybody write down and draw this picture, same as me. Let's assume I've got a bunch of people in my organization here in the binary. I'm not drawing it, right? And they give it, and I get volume. This is a magic number. It's kind of confusing to start off with. 13,334. Why 13,334, Elena?
I know, because if I have 13,334, it means I would have earned $2,000 in commission at the 15%.
So we like to pay round numbers in commission, so we have strange numbers in the volume. Okay? So just remember 13,334. Or as Lonnie always puts it, 13,443. We'll get them there one day. 13,334. Okay. All right. As you accumulate volume up in your lines, right, and get to 13,334, or also known as $2,000, you are what's called optimized. Well, people are asking and saying, well, if that's all that I can earn on that pay line, isn't that a cap? No, because here's what happens. As you optimize, we automatically give you 2 Christmas presents. Number 1, in the line where you optimize, we give you a new income position. That's what it's called, a business center, an IP, whatever you want to call it, an independent business center, right? IBC, call it what you want. We don't care, right? I get a new income position here, and I continue to build my binary underneath me. People in my line are also placing people underneath my new business center. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the magic piece, and this blew Elena's mind. She likes this one. Okay. I'm going to do a little trick here. Elena, let's assume that I did a run, right? Mm-hmm. I gathered all my people, and in 1 week, I was like, I need to get all of this volume because I want to optimize this week. And I got to 13,334, and I got my Christmas present down here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, my volumes went back down to 5,000 average, right? Because I did a run. I kind of collected it all at one time. That's fine. As I continue to build under here, let's say that I've got 3,000 points on this line and 2,000 points on this line. Can you see that down there?
I think you're off the screen now.
Okay. Let me draw up here real quick. I got to get my marks here. 3,000. And
this is weekly volume.
Weekly volume. Yep. What's going to happen? 2 things are going to happen. First, it's going to go to my lowest business center and say, which one's the power line, which one's the pay line. 3,000 is the power line. This is my pay line. I get 15% of that. Okay, just $300. And then this 3,000 plus 2,000 joins together and comes up and adds to the points that the volume that's already run up through here, another 5,000 points. So I have a total of 10,000 points in here, and I get paid 15% of that. Did you just see something, Elena? What just happened?
Whoa, because what I think you just said was double dipping. I think I just got paid on that 2,000 points, I just got paid 15%,
Yep.
but then the 2,000 and the 3,000 roll up, and then I got paid 15% again. So really, I got paid 15% twice.
Correct. You guys
on
got
that
paid
volume.
30% on that volume.
Crazy. Okay.
Okay. So that's what continues to happen. Now, as most of you are in the compensation plan right now, right? In the very, very beginning, you're probably on average, I don't know, probably 80% of you are still within this section right here, okay? And that's okay. This is as you grow, you're going to continue to build down, and you'll see your residual grow much faster in this type of a plan, okay? You'll see that income. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just thinking, I saw a question from Monica. Now, when I get this new position, do I also have to pay to have it stay active? Do I have to have an auto ship on that position, Cam?
Great question. Okay. For one auto ship, it's 100 points. For two, it's 200. Excuse me, 2 plus. So for 3, we don't do 300. For 4, we don't do 400. It's just 200 for everything above. 2.
So the most I would ever be required would be 200 points, 100 for each position.
Yep.
And even if I had 4 or 5 positions, I still am only required to have a 200 auto ship.
Total, yes.
Right.
Now, here's what some people do. They'll build, and then this will get placed, but they don't adjust their auto delivery to 200 points because they're like, oh, there's not really anything in there yet. I'm going to continue to build it a little bit, and then they turn on their 200 point auto delivery, and boom, they start making money in that. They open it up. So, up to you. It's a really great option. But yeah, like you said, it doesn't exceed 200 for your auto delivery ever.
Will you, I've had a request on the lines to do the double dipping chart again. Will you erase it and give us another example so people can really see? Because honestly, Cam, and for everyone, this is really, really powerful. Like we said, we are only going to talk about team commissions today, but team commissions you've already learned gives you 15% instead of 12. And now what you've also just learned is instead of capping out at 10,000, which would be 83,000 points, you are now going to have each position optimized at 2,000 points. But as soon as that happens, you get another position underneath of it that you can, again, optimize and keep going. But the part of that that's really tricky, and Cam's drawing it out for us, is with the 15% and then what happens with the volume. So Cam, will you show us that again?
Yes, who asked that question?
I don't know. They're chatting so fast, it's already out of my screen. Somebody.
Okay. I like to pick on those that are asking questions because it's good, because this helps them understand it. So I'm the mean professor that cold calls. So okay, let's do it again. So between Elena and I, Elena, you're going to be my student, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Elena, I have an income position right here, okay? A business center, an IBC, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. Business center, we call them.
Great, business center. I like that. And because I'd optimized, I was given that Christmas present, okay? Which automatically gave me this new income, or this new business center here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I placed people below it. People in my downline have been placing below it and building it, okay? On this line between all of these people here, I have 10,000 points, okay?
Mm-hmm.
On this line between these people right here, I've got 5,000 points generated.
Mm-hmm.
How many points in here? Give me a number.
Oh, 2,000 and 1,000.
2,000.
Mm-hmm.
1,000. Okay, so these people generated 1,000. These people generated 2,000.
Yes.
How we calculate commissions, and listen, you don't have to do this in your mind automatic. You know, our computers will generate this automatically, and we have reports that are crystal clear in our back office that shows this exact thing that says, hey, from here you earned this much money. From here you earned this much money. Stay tuned, because tomorrow that's what we're training on. It's going to be cool. Okay. Okay, Elena. So we always start from the bottom down.
Yes.
So first, tell me which one is my pay line and which one's my power line, please.
The 2,000 would be my power line.
Okay.
The 1,000 would be my pay line, which means I'm eligible for 15% of that.
Perfect. And that is $150. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens?
Now the 2,000 and the 1,000 together at 3,000 roll up and combine with my 5,000, and then I get paid 15% of that.
So I have a total of 8,000 points here. Okay, so we look at this because my power line's over here, right? It's still less than that 10,000.
Yep.
So now this one's my power line in that business center, and this one is my pay line. And I get paid 15% of that. Don't ask me to do the math.
It's $1,200.
$1,200. So total for that week, I just made $1,350.
Crazy. Did everybody see that? That is fantastic.
I want to do a little bit of math here. Hold on. In the original compensation plan, do you know what you would have gotten paid?
Okay, hang on. I probably could 5, 6, 7, 8,000. I would have been paid $960 only.
$960.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost a 50% increase.
Right? All while sharing products with everybody that you love and whose life you want to change. And you just got a pay raise.
Yes, you've got to understand this. This is a really critical piece because you're going to understand when Fred Cooper created this compensation plan, he wanted to remove these barriers, right? So when you look at it and you say, it maxes out at $2,000, it doesn't max out at $2,000, right? The reason that it stops at $2,000 is because it continues to build. We encourage you to continue to build below, right? What this does is it actually frees us up. We don't have to put tripwires in our compensation plan now or caps, okay? Right. Because this is asking you to build a true binary. This is incredible. Right. So instead of $960 on the same volume, mm-hmm. paid $1,350.
Now, Cam, when I optimize a position and I get a new position, a new business center, we call it, yep. Do I ever lose that, or does that stay there for the rest of my life?
You never lose that business center. I go off of auto delivery. I haven't been active. I haven't been qualified for 6 months. It's still there. It doesn't go anywhere, okay? This is one of the things that we try to do with our compensation plan is remove, for a lack of a better word, some tripwire requirements, right? Oh, I have to keep 2 people at this, I have to do this, right? We know that those are good motivating factors, but we also understand they can be confusing at times. So we just decided, let's just make it easy. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody not getting that?
Well, I have a few people on the chat line that are questioning our math because it's so unbelievable. But yes, everybody, it is true that you got paid 15% on the 1,000 and that you didn't get paid on the 2,000 because it was your power leg. But then that 3,000 did combine together and roll up, and then you were eligible to get paid on it again. So really, you double dipped on that 1,000 because you got paid 15% twice. But what was once your power leg has now moved back up into your pay line, and you do get paid on that as well. So I hope that's clear with everybody, that there is no misunderstanding. I know it seems unbelievable. You did just get a giant raise. You are getting 15%, and you are getting these power positions, which allow you to double dip. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And let me just say this, Cam, and I know we're sort of tight on time, but everyone, it's not going to come overnight. Remember, the compensation plan is very technical and it's very well thought out, and it will naturally come to you. So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, or you're not feeling confident in your abilities to present it, that's okay. We're going to do these trainings so many times that you're going to want to yell for us to stop. We're going to give you so many trainings about this that you are going to be pros. By the time you transition over on the 19th, you will feel very confident. Keep watching these seminars. Of course, we'll get our numbers up from 300 so we can have more people on. We'll record these. We're going to put them in the back office. Everybody will be able to see it. So don't feel overwhelmed, but this is a great, great day for us. And this is only one of many, Cam, many fun, great things we're going to train on.
Perfect. Okay. So we'll get into a little bit more on this. All right. So here's what's great about this too. In the compensation plan that you're used to, you do have an opportunity to re-enter. There's a limited amount of times that you can re-enter. 3. Okay. I have people, my top earner in China, she's got 17 income positions. Okay. It's crazy.
And she only has to keep 2 of those active.
I only got to keep 2 of them active. She only has to pay $200 a month. So she's going, fine, I'll buy my products for $200 or 200 points a month, and I'm making $1.4 million. You know what's interesting though? Here's what's cool about our comp plan. Our top income earner, she's been in the business with us for, I believe, just over 2 years now. This is her first network marketing industry experience ever. She's never been in one before. She is a breastfeeding expert in China. That's what she knows. That's what she's done. But what she's done is she's now taken our products for mother's health, right? And she's built this amazing team. And this is evident to the fact that you don't have to get in at the very beginning. You don't have to be the top person in our tree. You don't have to be in some sort of placement in order to be the top earner. She came in 2 years ago, was the bottom of the tree, and built this amazing organization. Okay? Anybody can do it.
That's great.
Okay, here we go.
No limit of how many I can earn.
No limit. You can keep on going. More power to you. All right, I'm going to draw this again. We have 2 more pieces of this. That's it. We're almost there. We're almost home free. Okay? All right. We are going to give you another option, however, in our compensation plan. Okay? We know all of you are used to the binary, and that's great. Continue to build it. Don't change what you're doing. Build, 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 build. Bring your people in, right? Get them to duplicate what you're doing. You're going to make some sweet money. However, we're going to give you an option because we know some people might want to go, hey, there's a different way to build. Remember when I told you when you reach 13,334, 13,334, that's called what?
Optimization.
Optimization. Okay. Well, I told you, you get a Christmas present, right? Well, guess what? We're so generous, we're giving you another Christmas present. When you optimize, you get a new business center, but you also get what's called a new pay line. Okay? I can start building people under here. And people are going, why does that make sense for me? I like the binary, it's residual. I'm going to show you why this makes sense. This is incredible. Okay? I get a new pay line. Every time I optimize, I can get new pay lines and new income positions. Okay? As many as you want. Again. Okay, now I want to let you in on a little secret here. We'll redraw this, don't worry. Does everybody know what our logo looks like? I can't draw it very well. All right? Double infinity. And why do we have the double infinity? Well, as you've seen from our compensation plan, if you build it binary, right, you can build as far down as you want. There's no limit on how many business centers you can have. Infinite number of business centers. Okay. Well, we also showed you that you can build continual wide like this, infinitely wide. Hence double infinity. Infinitely wide, infinitely deep. Ariix.
Right.
Okay. This is the patent pending. This is the first one in the industry like this.
So I would say for all of our Nucerity distributors are thinking, what the heck just happened? Don't worry about it right now. It is true that it is a fantastic plan and you can build wide and you can build deep, but I would say keep building the way you're building. Slowly learn every aspect of the compensation plan and then see what works for you. So don't get overwhelmed when you see this because this is a lot different than what you're used to. Keep building the way you're building. Learn the compensation plan and then see what works best for you.
Yep. We had a great question from the Mullanders. We already have multiple business centers. Can we move them across? I'm not changing anything about your structure. Yes, we will move your multiple business centers across. Now, for the majority of you, 98% of you, you're all going to fit within one business center, right? We've already done the math. 98% fit within one business center. There's about 16 or 17 of you that have multiple business centers, right? And so what we're going to do, we're going to move those over. And yes, you guys are on our list to call. We're going to work with you individually. So we place those, right? You're going to earn the same amount, if not more. Chances are you're going to be earning quite a bit more. So we'll work with you individually.
Yeah, so everybody just picture the way that your tree is right now, exactly the way it is, the way that your personals are placed all throughout the tree. You've got everybody else in your tree. It is going over exactly like that. The only thing that you will see different, instead of your tree looking like this, it's going to look like this. I don't know if my fingers will bend that way, but it is, you're still going to only have two legs, your right leg and your left leg, right? Everything stays exactly the same.
Great. I did see your question from Arlena. I'm going to answer that one in just a minute because this was a good question. So I wrote it down. We'll get to it in a second. Okay. Let's draw this again. And we're going to do a test in just a little bit. Okay. When I optimize, I get a new income, I get a new business center, and I get a new line. And yes, every time I optimize that new line, I get a new one, right? Same goes here. If I do 13,334 and 13,334, I get a new line and I get a new income position here. Okay, so I'm not only getting new lines on this top one, I can get new lines in any business center. You're going to see why this is important. Okay. We're going to step back for just a minute. I need you to kind of clear your mind of what you've learned, because we're going to talk about the enrollment process over again.
Okay.
How do you enroll with Ariix? Same way you did with Nucerity. Enroll, you get the starter kit, $29.95. You then join Ariix with 200 points, okay? And that's going to give you this binary structure, power line and a pay line.
At 200 points, I'm now eligible to participate in the compensation plan.
You are now eligible, right? I then remain on auto delivery every 28 days, 100 points. And then any volume that's placed underneath me, boom, 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 I'm getting paid on. Okay? Mm-hmm. We also have a few different ways that you can come into the Ariix compensation plan. If you are not interested in moving out of a binary type mindset, don't worry, don't pay attention. I'm just going to show you this because this is important. You can do, I'm going to draw a few of these. Our entry level is called the member. Member level. It's 200 points, and it looks like that. The next one you can come in at the business level. It's 500 points, and it looks like this. You can come in at elite, which is 1,000, or you can come in at ultimate. And can you still see that, Elena?
Yep, you're good. Just your big noggin in the way for a minute, but you're good.
I'll move out of the way. All right. You can come in at member, which gives you the binary structure. You can come in at business, which gives you a power line and two pay lines. Okay, notice I didn't say two power lines and a pay line. It's a power line and two pay lines. Mm-hmm. I can come in at elite, which is a power line and 3 pay lines. Or I can come in at ultimate, which is a power line and 4 pay lines. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to do an example in the, let's do an elite. Okay? I came in with elite, which is 1,000 points. 4, just like this. Okay?
Okay.
When I come in this way, I don't automatically or immediately have to build it all 4 lines. I can continue to build as a binary on these 2. Bum, 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 just like I was doing before, right? Just looks like that. Mm-hmm. Or I can build like this. If I brought in 4 people, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say they each came in with, ooh, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. How much are they coming in with? Let's say 200 each. 200, 200, 200, 200. So I have 400 over here, 400 points over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know which one's my power line and which one's my pay.
Well, since they're equal right now, does the system...
Yep, system always goes to the left if it's equal.
That's right.
So power and pay. Let's calculate that. 15%. I don't have my calculator. If you'll do that for me.
I should know the answer to this.
15%.
$60.
$60.
Mary was fast. Good job, Mary.
What would you have gotten in the you started comp plan?
Oh, geez. 45? Hang on.
Well, even less than that because it wouldn't have fit both cycles. It would have been $30.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so $250. I would have only received $30.
Right. Again, so another little change. We don't have that trip up of it has to be a certain amount. 400 points. I'm getting all of that. Okay. So $60. Now, what would happen if I did this? 200, 200. Excuse me, Elena, which one's my power line and which one's my pay now?
Oh, tricky question. But still, my left is my power. Right. But now I have multiple pay lines.
Pay, pay, pay. How much am I getting off that?
Oh, geez, hang on. What was it? Sorry, I'm trying to talk on the chat lines and manage this at the same time. So it would have been $30 per $200. So it would be $90 because I have 3 pay lines.
$90. Okay. But when I was just under these two, I only got $60. How does that happen? Okay. Now you're understanding why people will go, well, to begin with, I like to build a little bit wider, right? Because less volume is going into your power line. Less volume is being wasted in your power line, okay? Let me teach you a little trick about how people build. There's 2 ways people build in our compensation plan. They either build binary, really strong down, or if they have 4 very, very strong people that they know are just going to go gangbusters and build on their own, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then those people build their own organizations down.
So as long as all of my pay lines are equal or less than my power line, I will get paid on them.
Correct.
If one of them goes even $1 above, then it switches to my power line.
Great question. Let's do that. 200 points, 300 points, 200 points, 200 points. Which one's my power line?
The 300.
Power. Pay line, pay line, pay line. Okay.
So I'm still getting my 15%. I'm still earning my money.
Still $90.
Yep. That's powerful. I hope all of you just had a brain explosion because that is really, really powerful.
Okay, you're all going to have a brain explosion because this is the last biggest piece right here.
Okay.
I love this one's awesome. Man, let me ask you a question. When you purchase, okay, let's say this week is my auto delivery week.
Okay.
My auto delivery is 100 points. What happens if you purchase 175 points?
I'm still active and my upline loves me because that volume rolls up and my upline gets paid team commissions on it. I do not.
Right, your upline gets the benefit. We love that. But you know what we love more is you and your upline getting the benefit. Let me show you how. Okay, everybody draw this. We're going to go 3 lines. This is, I mean, I could do it with any, but I'm just going to go 3 lines, okay? And next to this, we're going to draw our little travel, our sand bucket here, right? We're all talking about travel right now, so we might as well put in the sand bucket. Okay. I'm going to say that people in this line did 300 points. Okay. And let's just say for kicks and giggles that people in this line did 0. They're not doing anything. Have you ever had that happen? one line just totally bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my other line is, well, let's just say this one's 300 too, just for ease.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I place my own personal purchases, and I have preferred customers to place purchases. Whenever I place a purchase above my qualifying order, so let's say it's my qualifying week, I have placed 400 points. Okay, 100 points goes to qualification, and the rest goes in this sand bucket. So I have 400 total, 100 goes to qualification. I have 300 in my sand bucket.
Okay.
Okay. Here's something really cool. And again, this is patent pending. No other compensation plan has this. This is what's called auto balance. My personal purchases before commission is run on Tuesday morning, the first thing it looks at is my sand bucket. It'll say, do you have any points in here that I can add into your pay lines? Well, glad you asked, because yes, I do. I've got an open pay line right here, and it's going to put all 300 points into that pay line right there.
Now, Cam, did it do that because I had 300 and my others were already at 300?
Nope. We'll do another example. It's a great question.
Okay.
But here's what's going to happen. I've got my power line, pay line, pay line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get 15% of this, 15% of this, and all of this volume rolls up to my sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
So I got paid on it. My sponsor gets paid on it. Your sponsor loves you for placing personal purchases. You love yourself for playing personal purchases.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the great benefit. I stay on auto delivery. I get my 15% discount, right? I'm so awesome. And I place other orders. By me getting paid back, I'm essentially getting a bigger discount on products, right? Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do another example. And then we're going to do our final example for the night. And this one's going to blow your mind. 1, 2, 3. My auto balancing bucket. Let's say I've got 100 here, 200 here, and let's just do 100 here. Okay? And I've got 200 points in my bucket. The auto balance is named auto balance because it's automatically doing it by the computer, and it's trying to balance your lines as evenly as possible. Okay? You'll see in just a minute on our last example how it balances evenly. Elena, what do you think is going to happen here?
I think 100 is going to go to my far left and 100 is going to go to my far right.
Perfect. So now I've got 2, 2, and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's great. This is just an easy example. It's not always going to be exactly 100 points, 100 points. It might be 33 points or 27 points, 27.5 split, right? It splits them evenly. Okay. People are saying, start the car, saddle the horse. This is crazy.
Yeah, I did have one question up above that just said, how many lines are we coming in at?
Great question. We're figuring that out this week based on what your current levels are, right? So we'll be messaging you individually on those. Mm-hmm. However, I'm going to tell you something here in just a minute that's going to blow your mind that everybody is getting. Okay? So we'll figure that out in just a minute. We're going to be figuring that out this week.
And I will say, everyone, if you have questions, email them to me and I will compile them, because this isn't the first, or this is only the first of many trainings we're going to do. And if you're having questions, then others probably will, and it'll help if we can get those answered. So any random question you're thinking of, send it over and I'll compile them and we'll make sure we tackle it on the next compensation plan training.
Okay, everybody, it's arts and crafts time. Here we go. We're drawing. Draw with me here. And bucket. Don't worry, I'll get my fat head out of the way here. Just a second. 3. Elena, can you see all of those?
Yep, you're doing great.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to draw here and then I'll move.
Some people are private texting me to tell me how much they like you, Cameron, because you're so real and so great at training.
Woo!
So
Oh.
his head's going to get really big. At conference, Melissa referred to him as the hunky brother of the cousin that we met at the party when we were with our bad date. And he hasn't stopped. His head hasn't stopped growing from that. But now
I have a wife to keep me humble here. She tells me. This head's not growing, I promise. Okay. All right, I want you to draw this. Now let me explain it. I have my power line and my pay. This is the most basic you can come in with. Or I have my business, which is 3. So in all of these, I've got 1,000 points in my power line and 4,000 points in the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 1,000 points in the power line, 4,000 points in the bucket, 1,000, 4,000, 1,000, 4,000. And every other line has 0 points on it. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to draw that while I get a drink of water.
Yeah, and everybody do draw this, because I know that when Cam first started teaching me the compensation plan, I felt like I understood, and then maybe 10 or 15 minutes later I didn't. And luckily I had gone back to my drawings that were completed, and then it helped me understand and remember what it was he was teaching me. So do draw all of these, because it will be very helpful when you go back and reference them and remember exactly how this works. It's a long drink. Okay.
I'm coming back. Here we go.
Uh-oh, we had somebody that just started screen sharing. You're going to have to take the screen back from them, Cam.
Okay, who was it? Let's see. New options.
Esther.
Esther Yakunin, can we have you cancel your screen, please?
Oh, no, she's going to leave. Okay, she left.
All right, here we go. Okay, can you see me again?
Yes.
All right, great. Okay, let's do this together. Let's start over here. I have 1,000 points and 0 points. So let's just do this piece by piece. First, I'm going to put 1,000 points in here just to even things up. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Now I'm down to 3,000 in my bucket.
3,000 in the bucket. And I split that in half, 1,500, 1,500. So my total is 2,500 and 2,500. Elena, if you have a calculator, will you do our math for us?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry. 2,500 times 15%, $375.
$375. Fantastic. Okay, let's move to the next one. So we're going to go 1,000.
Now remember, these points in the bucket are from my personal purchases or any customer's purchases, right?
Yep. So I just took 2,000 out to even those up, so I've got 2,000 left. 667, right? What's 2,000 divided by 3? 667?
Hang on. Yes, well, yes. 667 to be good.
Yeah, we round that one up.
Yeah.
And what you'll notice in our compensation plan, a lot of people in the comp plan, when they get into like non-whole numbers, they round down. We round up. It makes a difference.
Always rounding up.
We always round up. So I've got 1,667 in my 2 pay lines. What is the...
Sorry, timesing that by 15%, I am earning $250.
So total of $500, right?
Yes.
Okay, take a minute and just look at what just happened. We all agreed that these situations were the same. I had 4,000 in the bucket and 1,000 in my pay line. That was it. All of them the same, except for I had additional lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
How in the world did I just get a 50% raise increase in my pay?
Because depending on how many lines you have, it will divide it evenly. And the more lines you have, meaning more pay lines versus 1 power line.
Yep.
So it gives me a chance to earn more because I'm letting more of that go into pay lines where I'm going to get paid on them versus dividing it in my power line.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, let's do this one. I'm going to go I'm going to take 3,000 out of my bucket first. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. That means I have 1,000 left. And here divided by 4 is 250. 250, 250, 250. So I have 3 pay lines here.
187.50.
187.50 times 3.
$562.50. So I just keep getting paid more money if I have more lines, and how I got more lines was I came in on a bigger pack.
Bigger pack. Yes. Let's do this last one. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and 1,000. I'm not going to draw these out. Woo. Okay. Anyways, so this is 150. Oh, excuse me. 150, 150, 150, 150. $600. Okay. Look at where you started with the same amount of volume in your bucket as opposed to where you ended up.
So in each one of your examples, and step off screen, so I think people will want to screenshot this, but in each one of your examples, I had 3,000 points in my bucket. Those 3,000 points came from any personal purchase that I made and any of my customers' purchases. But because I had more power lines, I was able, through auto balancing, to get paid more money on that same volume because it went to more of my pay lines versus my power line, right? Does everybody get that? Wait, did we start at 4,000 or 3,000 in the bucket, Cam?
4,000.
Oh.
Sorry. Well, this one, because remember I pulled the I didn't change that as I was going. Remember,
so even the second example had 4,000. Is that 6? I think that was that only 3,000. I think I only gave you 3,000 because.
No, it was 4. So let's do this one again, right?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Sorry, I think everyone, that was me not so smart with my math because I thought we only had 3,000. So when I divided it.
Well, look, so I got 1,000 here, and 1,000 here. I have 2,000 left in the bucket.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Divided by 3 is 667.
That's right.
Right, so that's right.
Yes, okay.
Okay. All right. Don't worry. That is the hardest piece of the compensation plan. Everything else is like 2 minutes.
And that is fantastic because all I heard you tell me was that instead of 12, we get 15%. I heard you tell me that I don't have a $10,000 cap anymore, that I can earn 2,000 on multiple positions every single time I optimize. And I heard you tell me that I have multiple pay lines that I can also place people in and auto balancing goes into.
Yes.
So I heard a lot of really, really great things. If you didn't get it, remember, I know it might be a little overwhelming. Watch this video. We'll put it in Team Office so that you can watch it. You can watch it over and over and over again. And plus Cam and I will continue to do these trainings, and we will obviously keep answering more questions as the time goes on. But you've written 2 words on the board that I want to know about.
Okay, we got questions in there. If I start with 2 lines, can I upgrade to 3, 4, and 5 lines? There's a couple ways you can do it. Remember, if you optimize, you're going to get additional lines. However, depending on what you come in with, right? There's a couple of criteria that we're going to work out between each other. So some of you may come in with 4, some of you may come in with 3, depending on, right? We'll figure that out. However, if you come in and you want more lines, we're going to have an upgrade period. We'll give you the information on that, right? It'll probably be a 4-week period where you can personally buy it. You can base it on sales of your preferred customers, right? We also do it in some scenarios based off of the sales generated in your downline. Personally sponsor people too, so we'll figure that out for you. But
incredible.
Yep. Okay, that is team commission, which and the word that you're going to want to get used to is base commission. We'll interweave those 2, team commission and base commission, right? It'll be symbiotic. We'll figure that out. But there's one last thing. There was one question. Someone asked, in the binary, is there an auto placement? Does it automatically go somewhere? Yes, it does. If you set a default placement, right? We have online enrollment. We have these really cool links that you can send out to people. We'll go over those a little bit later in our tomorrow's training. You can set a default placement, or you can have the computer default it, right? It's always going to go to the bottom left. Or you can, there's a report in the back office which will tell you where is the best placement for you to optimize your payout. It's really cool, right? And people are going, No, a company's not going to do that. Tell me how to make more money. Yeah, we actually do. We give you a report that says, if you put it here, you will make this much more than putting it here, right? Great report. Now, one thing about us, if somebody gets placed in the tree and you want to move them, no problem. You've got 10 days from the time that they're placed to move that position. So
that is incredible. Now, hang on a second here, because that's something new as well. Because in our compensation plan currently, I have about 48 hours at most to move that person, or if a commission has already been generated, then I cannot move them.
Yep.
And you're telling me that I have 10 days.
10 days, commission generated or not.
Mind blown, everyone. That is another great thing. You know, we talked about it at conference, and if you weren't able to attend, but every single thing that we have been putting together to make changes to the compensation plan, this great group has already done everything and more of what we had dreamt on giving you. So we love this compensation plan. We've all done the numbers. We've all sat down and talked about every single aspect of it, and we cannot wait until you get in it and you start using it, because you are going to love it as well.
Beautiful. One last piece, and sorry, I keep coming back to one last. I just want to say this. Our commission period, what is your current commission period?
Monday to Sunday.
Monday to Sunday. Ours ends Friday at midnight. Okay? So it goes Saturday 12:01 to Friday at midnight. And why that's cool is you've got all week to call us to get your points arranged and all that figured out. Now, if you have orders come in on a Saturday or a Sunday and you're like, I need that volume for the past week's title advancement, for my commission, I was planning on that, you have all day Monday to move volume back to the previous week.
What? Wait a second here. So commission period closes Friday night at midnight. Yep. I have a really fun Super Saturday planned. I've got a lot of great volume coming in. I would like to move some of that volume to the period that just ended, because it would really help me. Maybe whatever, I'm going to optimize a position, or whatever reason it's going to help me. You're saying that I can move that volume back.
Correct.
Without hassle, without having to beg anybody, without having to make up an excuse about my computer or my power was out. You're saying I can just do it regardless.
You can just do it regardless. It's something that we call flex time. We're very flexible with it. It's something we understand, right? So weekend is an important time.
Fantastic. You know what, Cam? So far, everything you've told me has been fantastic, and you haven't told me anything that's outside of fantastic. Is this for real?
Yeah, I'd hope so. We've been doing it for 6 years now, so it hasn't failed us yet. It's been a really good compensation plan. Listen, we know that anytime there's a change, it's a little bit confusing. It takes some time. I think this is the best case scenario and the best marriage, because while it is a change, it's more of an upgrade than a change, right? You're not going from a binary to a matrix, or a binary to a unilevel, or to a stair step, right? Mm-hmm. You're literally staying in a binary. If that's what you want to build, great. There's just upgrades to it. So.
And really what I'm hearing is how you've already built is complementary in this plan. Everything that you've done up until now it's already complementary, and it's already going to pay you everything. And then you can continue building the way that you'd like to build, even if you want to dip your toe in this little pay line thing that's going on. And all of it is going to work in your favor. So no one has to worry about, what about people in my downline? What if they weren't placed in the right position? Or none of that, because all of it is already perfect. Your tree is coming in exactly as it looks now, and it is already complementary to our new compensation plan. I love it, Cam. This is the best news ever.
It's very cool. So again, flex time goes until Monday. Our offices close at 6, right? But your customer service teams, eventually we're going to be mingling our CS teams, right? But your customer service teams will have the same access, the same system. They can do the flex time as well. So
fantastic.
Okay, everybody's brain is going and melting right now. So we're not going into the additional bonuses. This is the team volume portion and how to get started. Okay. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, we're going to get a bigger room so we don't have to get locked out. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing back office training. And again, that will be recorded just like this one was recorded. So you can send those to your people. No fear of loss on this one. You can get on if you need to or not. And then Again, on Thursday, a compensation plan training, and Friday, another ex-office training. And then thereafter, every week, it's Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, this is a fantastic schedule. So same time.
Same time.
Everybody knows same time. Topics will change a little bit, but put it on your calendars. You're going to want to mark down this time. We'll have some fun trainings, and if for whatever reason you can't attend them, we are going to load them in Team Office so that you can watch these fun videos later and over and over and over again until your mind is absolutely blown like mine is right now. Cam, this was a great training session. Thank you so much.
I hope you guys got some value out of it. We had 300 people. We maxed this room out. I bet we could have had 700 people on this one. We'll get there next time, right? Very excited. We are so excited for this opportunity. I got to tell you, when we got back to the office, meeting every one of you individually, we were like, holy cow, we didn't know that there could be that many sweet people in one room. There were, and we're very excited. We're just going to continue to be here to support you, continue to hopefully raise your expectations in this industry. We know Nucerity has done that already because we're so like-minded. We're going to continue to move forward together better.
Thank you so much, Cam. Everybody send your questions in, and we will do this again next time. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, Cam. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.